In this video, I will be going through incidents that happen at Disneyland. Some of the rides has multiple incidents, so I will cut them up, like for example, the first Big Thunder Mountain Railroad incident, I will put number 1, the second number 2, and so on. Incident 1, Alice in Wonderland. On December 21st, 2000, a 15-year-old boy from Mesa, Arizona, suffered a broken leg after his left foot became stuck between a guardrail and the car in which he was riding. Police claimed that the boy might have dangled his leg outside of the car, causing the injury. The attraction reopened in less than 6 hours after an investigation. Incident 2, America Sings. On July 8, 1974, 18-year-old Deborah Galestone, a new employee who had just graduated from Santa Ana High School, was crushed to death after slipping between a revolving wall and a stationary platform inside the America Sings attraction. She was in the wrong place during a ride intermission. It was unclear whether this was the result of inadequate training or a misstep, as the ride had opened about a week earlier. The attraction was closed for 2 days while crews cleaned up and installed new carpeting and installed warning lights and breakaway walls to prevent further incidents. Incident 3, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Incident number 1. On March 10, 1998, a 5-year-old boy was seriously injured when his foot became wedged between the passenger cart's running board and the edge of the platform after the train temporarily paused before pulling into the unloading area. Each toe on his left foot required amputation. Disneyland then made improvements to the ride, though the family claims that the park would not acknowledge the accident as the reason for doing so. Incident 4, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Incident number 2. On September 5, 2003, a 22-year-old man named Marcelo Torres died after suffering severe blunt force trauma and extensive internal bleeding in a derailment of the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad roller coaster that also injured 10 other riders. The cause of the accident was determined to be improper maintenance. Incident 5, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Incident number 3. On July 8, 2004, 3 family members from Telluride, Colorado, suffered injuries after a coaster train collided with another one parked at the station. A lawsuit was later filed, having noted that the park allegedly failed to follow proper safety procedures on the ride, and the ride was shut down for 3 weeks. Incident 6, a Christmas Fantasy Parade. On December 15, 2018, a float with Santa Claus on its sleigh partially collapsed during a performance of a Christmas Fantasy Parade, causing the sleigh's front to fall downward quickly. This caused the actor playing Santa to be thrown off the sleigh, leaving him dangling by a safety harness. The actor walked away unassisted and no injuries were reported. Incident 7, Costume Character Incident number 1. In 1976, an unidentified woman sued the Disney Parks Corporation because she claimed that an employee dressed as one of the 3 little pigs at the It's a Small World attraction grabbed her and fondled her breast while shouting, "Mommy, Mommy." She claimed to have gained 50 pounds as a result of the incident and sued Disney for $150,000 in damages for assault and battery, false imprisonment, and humiliation. The plaintiff dropped charges after Disney's lawyers present her with a photo of the costume, which had only inoperable stub arms, a common feature among the shorter characters that was eliminated in later years. Incident 8. Costume Characters Incident Number 2. In 1978, it was alleged that an employee playing Winnie the Pooh slapped a 10-year-old girl named Debbie Lopez and caused bruising, recurring headaches, and possible brain damage. The worker testified that the child was tugging at his costume from behind. When he turned around, he accidentally struck the girl in her ear. Incident 9. Costume Characters Incident Number 3. In August 2012, an African-American family claimed a cast member playing the White Rabbit refused to hug or interact with their 6-year-old son for racial reasons. The family also claimed that the character interacted with white and Asian children. While Disney did offer the family an apology letter and park passes, the family refused the offer and filed a lawsuit since Disney will not confirm whether the employee was still employed with them. Incident 10. Costume Characters Incident Number 4. On July 31st, 2022, a similar incident occurred when a concerned father shared a video of his children's recent visit to Disneyland with their grandmother. In the video, Rapunzel seemingly ignores the only black children in a crowd of guests. The children run over to Rapunzel, and soon as they spot her and their grandmother tells them they need to get in line. The character attendant can be heard advising the grandmother that there is no line and they are just walking around. Still, the princess is taking photos with another guest, so the children patiently wait at the side. Rapunzel then walks off but continues to stop and visit with other children along the way. After a while of following her and the grandmother drawing attention to the children having been ignored, she appears to finally look at them at the end of the video. Incident 11. Disneyland Railroad Incident Number 1. Within a week of Disneyland's opening on July 17, 1955, a brakeman pulled the switch connecting the Disneyland Railroad's main line with a siding at the Main Street USA station too soon, as the Wetlaw 2 freight train on the siding was passing the Wetlaw 1 passenger train stopped at the station on the main line. During the ensuing commotion, the erring brakeman, presumably to avoid disciplinary action, quietly left the scene of the accident, exited the park, and was never seen again. No injuries were reported, and by the following year, the usage of sidings at stations on the DRR's main line was ended. Incident 12. Disneyland Railroad Incident Number 2. In February 2000, a tree in the Adventureland section fell onto the DRR's Holiday Red freight train while it was in motion, damaging the awnings and their supports on the gondolas, as well as knocking off the cupola on top of the caboose before the train came to a stop. No injuries occurred as a result of this accident. Incident 13. Disneyland Railroad Incident Number 3. On the night of April 4, 2004, at Tomorrowland Station, accumulated diesel fumes in the firebox of the DRR's number 3 Fred Gurley locomotive exploded after its fire suddenly went out. The explosion ejected the engineer from the locomotive's cab and inflicted serious burns on the firemen. Incident 14. Disneyland Railroad Incident Number 4. On the afternoon of August 11, 2019, the DRR's number 5 Lord Kimball locomotive broke down on a trestle over the entrance to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with a broken axle, forcing an evacuation of the train. No injuries were reported, and the DRR was back in service by the following day. Incident 15. Disneyland Railroad Incident Number 5. Between the night of December 28th and early morning of December 29th, 2022, a fire broke out in the New Orleans Square section, damaging the freight depot. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Incident 16. Disneyland Railroad Incident Number 6. On May 26, 2023, one of the DRR locomotives broke down on a trestle bridge over the Clear Country section near the entrance to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, forcing an evacuation of the train 45 minutes later. Incident 17. Fantasmic. On April 22, 2023, during the 10:30 p.m. performance of the show, the audio animatronic dragon caught fire. It became engulfed in flames, which resulted in its destruction. The Frontierland area was evacuated, with no injuries being reported, according to the Anaheim Fire Department. Incident 18. Indiana Jones Adventure. On June 25, 2000, a 23-year-old woman exited the Indiana Jones by complaining of a severe headache. She was hospitalized later that day and was discovered to have suffered a brain hemorrhage. She died on September 1, 2000, of a cerebral aneurysm. Incident 19. It's a Small World. On the night of February 28, 2015, a small fire broke out in a backstage area of the park, relatively close to the attraction. The flames were reported around 9:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and were said to have been caused by the fireworks show that was rescheduled earlier that evening because of rain. A park spokeswoman said that the flames were contained by around 9:48 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and no injuries were reported. Incident 20. It's a Small World Holiday Incident Number 1. On November 27, 2009, the ride broke down while a guest with quadriplegia was on the ride. The guest was stuck in the ride's goodbye room, the final setting of It's a Small World Holiday, for 30 to 40 minutes before being evacuated. Incident 21. It's a Small World Holiday Incident Number 2. On November 26, 2023, a 26-year-old man exited a boat, removed several pieces of his clothing, walked over several props, and entered the flume, resulting in a ride stoppage. The man eventually wandered to one of the outside entrances, in which he was seen fully nude. Incident 22. Jungle Cruise. On August 22, 2021, the daughters of 66-year-old Joanne Aguilar filed a lawsuit against Disney, claiming that workers were laughing at their mother after she broke her leg attempting to exit the Jungle Cruise ride. She was visiting the park in a wheelchair, but the wheelchair-accessible boats were not present when she approached the ride with her dolls, but was told she could still go on. She was rushed to the Anaheim Global Medical Center, where she was treated for 10 days before being transferred to a rehabilitation center. Aguilar later died on January 29, 2022, due to an infection caused by a septic shock. Incident 23. Main Street, USA. Incident Number 1. On April 16, 1981, a woman who was at the park with her husband and 4 children was standing in line to purchase popcorn at the park's hub at the end of Main Street near Sleeping Beauty's castle when she collapsed and later died at Palm Harbor General Hospital in nearby Garden Grove, California. Incident 24, Main Street, USA, Incident Number 2. On November 20th, 2023, a gust from the seasonal Santa Ana winds toppled a light pole in Town Square that provides lighting for parades and shows, injuring 3 park guests in the process. 2 were treated at the scene and 1 was taken to a local hospital with serious injuries.